We are recording, and I am tweeting, and it is on the internet. Hey everybody, happy Friday! What's going on?
We are freaking having a good old time.
Good old time. That's right. So what have you been up to, Jones? What are you getting yourself into? Oh shit, I forgot to mute myself. I'm a fucking idiot.
You muted yourself?
No, I forgot to mute myself on Ustream. I'm an idiot.
Oh.
There we go.
Yourself.
Fuck it. Alright, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, and well, we got the link out there. We got tweeted it. So let's just talk. What is going on in the universe?
Everything, because it's the universe.
I am drinking Sweet Baby Jesus. This is a new beer I found. It's called Sweet Baby Jesus.
Okay, that's pretty amazing. I didn't even know that existed. I thought you were just using that as a saying, like, oh, Sweet
no,
Baby Jesus.
it's not like this is a Carrot Top here with the prop comic here, whipping out prop jokes. No, this is actual real beer, and it's amazing. It's a chocolate peanut butter porter.
Whoa.
Very good.
That would make me go, Sweet Baby Jesus. I can't believe
Sweet Baby
it.
Jesus is very good.
Damn. Well, I'm enjoying a nice brew of bull semen. It gives me wings, and also known as Red Bull. It's giving me energy to wake up because I was sleepy and I took a little nappy. So now I'm awake. Yeah, dude. Fucking get this. I'm on what was it? I'm on some blog, and do you remember back when Instagram was they were like, we're gonna sell your photos? Remember that? Like, we have ownership of your photos, and people were flipping out. You remember that?
On Instagram?
Yeah, remember like almost like many months ago. Okay, well, remember how like they were like, oh, we were just kidding. Well, get this, Adidas is now using. Like, you can like basically use one of your photos and then print it direct to garment on your shoe. So if you take a picture of like a trees or the sky, you literally can it's like miadidas.com. You could actually buy like the ability to print something you took a picture of and put it on your shoe, and it's full wrapped shoe. It's actually really cool. Yeah.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah. So like they had a picture of like some like really nice cherry blossoms, you know, like those Japanese beautiful pink trees, and like the shoe is entirely of that. It looked badass.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like what, like a white base color, and then it got the tree coming up around it, all
Just
wrapped around it.
It's like you know those shirts that have like a dog's face on it, and like the entire front of the shirt has like a dog's face. Like the pug or whatever.
Like complete, like the whole thing is a face.
Yeah, like let me. I'm gonna pull it up.
They're like wrestler onesies, or I forgot the name of them.
Yeah, it's one of these. I'm gonna send you the link right now. It's right here. I'm gonna show it on the live stream. So boom, one of those where it looks. Did you click that link? Did you see it?
See this?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
So think of that. God, that shirt rules.
Wow.
So yeah, think of that, but on a shoe where it's just direct to print. Yeah, it's awesome. It's so awesome. You could like put your dog on it, or if like you have a really fucked up girlfriend, you could put her on your shoes. Like, hey, do you love me? Would you wear me? I'd be like, oh, I don't know.
Kick your face around.
Yeah. Right. You're a construction worker, and you're like, fuck this bitch. I'm gonna print her on my boots, and I'm gonna kick stuff. Why do we always drink at the same time? This is so like homoerotic.
I'm not even like. I have like a different browser window open. I don't even know what's going on.
So I got 3 monitors here. I feel like I'm NASA.
No, jeez.
NASA. I don't
know
know.
What? Would you ever work at NASA? I mean, obviously yes, right? Like, would you ever?
Don't put words in my mouth. No. Would I ever work for NASA? Depends. Am I a janitor?
Well, okay, sure. The lowest level to the highest level.
Nope. Not starting from the bottom on that bitch.
Well, yeah. I guess janitor would be like, oh, there's some things happening. I just don't know what the hell they are.
Yeah. Imagine being a janitor and you're sweeping up like some whatever, and like you look up and there's a big television monitor and it has like aliens on it, and you're like, oh my god. And they don't even notice you because you're a fucking janitor. Like, I guess you have a computer probably. He's a janitor. Like, you probably see some shit when you're a janitor at NASA.
Yeah, you remember the hacker Gary McKinnon?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
back in the 90s. If you ever like look this guy up too, like anybody who hasn't heard of this guy, he hacked. Well, he didn't really even hack. It's like security back then, back in like the early 90s days. Like I think this is pre 9/11 too. It was like way beyond like I think it was Windows 2000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Windows XP.
I'm showing him on the stream. Keep talking.
Oh, Gary McKeon.
Yeah.
Oh,
I brought him up on Wikipedia.
Yeah, no, he apparently got like you know, they didn't have passwords on a lot of lower level computers at NASA or other different high level military complexes, and he was able to get into some of the lower ones and start recouping other higher level passwords to get into higher level admin accounts that had like all usually the same password. So he had almost like full access to go throughout all like the different types of networks.
Yeah.
And he found like all this crazy shit about secret military space programs, energy programs.
Now, wasn't it like back
shit.
when dial-up was like the shit? So like it took him a while to download like a picture that wasn't doctored that saw like really crazy shit.
Yeah, so he had like it's always a weak connection too. It was like it was insanely slow.
Yeah.
Because it was like a screen sharing type deal, like way across countries. And back then we didn't have the infrastructure for the internet we have now. But you know, yeah, for him to load up one image, well, it took him quite some time.
But it was always worth it. It seems like he always got gold.
He can go through different files, right? He can browse through. He's doing a lot of scouting to look through all the directories and like what kind of things were in there.
Yeah.
He would go into a lot of the raw files, like a lot of the editing.
Those are big too, man. Those were like megabytes, and back then megabytes was a big deal, dude.
Yeah, if you understand the photography process at NASA, it always leads to skepticism, and then it goes into conspiracy, of course. Like because one, they do a lot of doctorations of their photos, but some of them need it. You know,
some of them need it,
and some of them do need it.
And but there's some that like
there's some that you do find.
Yeah.
Like if you understand Photoshop to a basic degree, you can start go to the NASA servers. They got all their photos there.
Yeah.
They're all real space photos. Just start messing with them. Start looking at the levels, the exit, you know, and try to like mess with the brightness. Look at different, you know, you break it down. You look at some crazy shit on there. There's some things that we found. Derek, right?
Yeah, you remember I got the Saturn one? Or I think it was Saturn with the fucking like it looked like a rave was going on.
Yeah.
With the colors and shit, it was crazy. And then I got like it was upvoted on I think it was Lifehacker or Gizmodo or something. It was being upvoted, and people were like, "Holy crap, dude!" Because all I did is for everyone out there. Okay, here I'm gonna do a little tutorial. It's very simple. It's actually really fun too. Go on NASA, go to like, try to find like one of their web archives, and it's really simple. You just type in NASA image archive, and I guarantee you, you'll just bring up a website. Find something that maybe like looks really perfect and clean, like dark, like really dark and perfect and clean, right? Like a shot of Saturn or a shot of like, you know, something on the moon, okay? Now, put that bitch up in Photoshop, and it's really simple. All you have to do is add one adjustment layer for your levels. Take the middle slider and crank that bitch all the way up so it looks like Funky Town, and you'll start seeing the most imperfected pieces of shit you'll ever see. And there's some cool shit hidden in Photoshop that they do purposely because they want us to think of space in a certain way. They want us to think that space is this empty black void when really it is filled with color beyond imagine. There is nebulas and flying stars and planets, and everything is just colorful as shit.
Oh my God, it's
but
art,
they,
like, it's
oh,
art beyond,
it's so beautiful,
it's
but
art
they hide
beyond
it.
Comprehension.
Yeah, oh
You know,
yeah,
like,
oh
I
yeah.
mean, could you?
Oh yeah.
It's like looking at another different type of artist, like a whole piece. They're like, how did that just form so beautifully like that?
Yeah.
What if it was ugly? Like, is that even possible? Because I haven't seen that.
Actually, you know what? How about this? Who was the first guy that landed on the moon? Neil, right?
Yeah.
It was Neil Armstrong?
Lance Armstrong.
Or Lance. I always fuck that up.
No,
Why do I always...
no, Lance Armstrong, Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, I always fuck the Armstrongs up. Landing moon. Okay. So basically, there is... Yeah, Neil. Check this out. I remember you brought this to my attention. I'm doing this for the viewers, the people that are on the video stream. So what we're doing is we're going to Wikipedia and we're looking up Neil Armstrong, okay? Now, look at this handsome motherfucker, right? Look at the picture and look behind
Oh
him.
yeah,
The moon,
yeah.
right? The moon is like a bluish hue, kind of like maybe bluish white, whatever, has some little bit of color, right? So you're like, okay, whatever. Now, if you Google moon pics, okay, and then you go to the very first moon pic, the number one, and surprisingly, it's on Wikipedia, and you look at it, it's black and white. There's a
I see.
grayscale.
I see a bunch of them though too. Like there's one I'm looking at Neil and who else is there? Collins and Alden. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all together, and the moon has got a way different color, a hue different color there.
Yeah, so now what
It's
we
very
do,
blue.
yeah, now check this out, everybody. When you go to Google and you type in moon true color, click on your images, and you're going to be so surprised with what you find. You actually find the real color of the moon, okay? Now, you may be thinking, like, wait a second, when I look up into the sky, I don't see all those colors. Well, it's because of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is messing with your perception of what the color really is because of just not UV rays, but like the layers of the atmosphere, yada yada. When you have a microscope that can fucking blast through that stuff and look at the raw light that's coming in, you're going to get a totally different experience, and it's crazy. There's actually a video on YouTube. Remember that video on YouTube, the beautiful moon or something like that, Ian?
Beautiful moon.
Um,
Can't remember. But anyway,
yeah, the
one of
idea,
the
basically what I'm
reasons
trying to say is that they're hiding. NASA, they. By they, I mean NASA. The people that are in charge of that, all that, they're hiding the beauty of space, and it sucks. You know why? Because they don't want you to be yearning to go to space as much as they say they want you to. Because the more you don't want to be on Earth, the less people play the game. And that's the beauty of this whole entire thing is stay on this rock and fight for your money and get angry and don't think about space, even though it's infinite and there's probably like really cool shit out there, but don't think about it. Like that's basically what's going on. But it's crazy
well,
if you start Googling just a little bit. Starts with
there's
Wikipedia
always
and it goes
there's
elsewhere.
there's always resistance. I'm never gonna say that that doesn't happen, but
Yeah.
to say that there's still people that are still pushing to be interested in that is still there too.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, you get these tides of like different people that try to manipulate things in a way to persuade. Like why did we had such a great track record competing against the Russians
Mm-hmm.
in the space race,
Mm-hmm.
and we were doing so well. We were like had so many different missions planned. It boosted our economy. It had people like swelling up with hope that we could do like the impossible.
Yeah.
It was like insane at that time.
We were
We're
thinking
about
about
to
getting a base on the moon in the 60s,
we're
or in the 70s, rather. We thought that
yeah.
was going to happen. Never did.
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing about the moon. I was just going to talk about like water on the moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like they're saying that there's oceans on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Oceans.
On the opposite side that we can never see.
Well, no, I can't. I don't think it's that. I think there's. I think it's a good point too. It could be on the
Mm-hmm.
other side. The other side gets hit more with asteroids and comets. You know that.
Yeah.
So it would make sense for ice, like huge ice balls hitting the moon, to melt at certain periods where the back is facing the sun.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's
eventually.
true. That's very true.
And
And
then you
there's
have
no atmosphere, so that it would
yeah,
eventually.
it's just like it's like moon puddles. I don't know if there's even yeah, it's weird. Like yeah, I don't know too much about it. I should read more into it,
That's
but that's all
interesting.
I know
Yeah.
is like that there's oceans on the moon. I
But
don't really know.
basically, the whole thing is that there's more that meets the eye when it comes to space. And that guy that we were talking about, who was busted for breaking into the NASA database when the internet was a really young little thing, a creation, right? He saw some shit, and he was his life was ruined, like completely, utterly ruined.
Well,
He couldn't do
yeah.
anything ever again. They used him as an example.
Oh, and the thing I was going to relate to was he was once hacking into one of the systems, and I think a janitor walked up, or one of the maintenance
You're
crew
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
started
yeah.
to talk to him via
Yeah.
Notepad,
Yeah.
because he saw him moving the
It was
mouse
like a
around
little
and
chat room.
manipulating
Yeah.
manipulating the computer late at night, because he had
Hmm.
to plan his infiltrations at times where everyone
That's
would go home.
crazy.
He had it so down, so like so nonchalant. He'll go in, just checking on things, looking things, and
That's so
he also
insane.
said that he wasn't the only one. There were dozens others that were doing the
Wow.
same thing,
Yeah, and then they just
and
used
they
him
knew
as an
too.
example. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, the thing is, he apparently just he got traced back to his IP.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
basically, at that point, they're trying to say that he damaged like thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of military equipment, and he's out
I
in the
don't believe that
UK,
at
so
all
they're
either.
trying to indict him to
Yeah.
the United States and use that as an excuse. And he's trying to also argue because of what he looked at. He goes, "Why don't you?" He goes, "Well, what did I steal? Like, what did I damage? You have to
Yeah.
release this information, right?"
Yeah.
So they've been at a standstill for a decade because it's classified information, and he's making the argument that like, well, I can't be indicted because, well, you'd have to present the evidence of what I've destroyed. Plus, they're trying to inflate the price of how much those computers were when they're really only like $300 machines,
Hmm.
and they were like saying they were like more like $1,000 or $1,500. Like, oh, this NASA, NASA is most of them were just normal, like the
Yeah.
basic computers
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah, it's funny, right? He's like going like, "Wait, what do you mean I uncovered stuff? What did I uncover?" And they're like,
Yeah,
"Fuck." They're like, "It's
yeah.
classified. We can't
You
show
got
them or we can't talk about it."
exactly.
It's
You
like,
get
"Well,
stuck in a bad loophole.
sorry."
But
Yeah.
the thing is, he did everything right in the ways of protecting himself, so that if he was killed, it'd make the news, but people would probably say shit, but it'd go on like any other day. Happens
Yeah.
a lot with whistleblowers and people like I don't know.
To
You
be
see it.
honest, I'm surprised he's not brought up right now because right now science and all that crap is like really popular and they're trying to get a lot more focus on it in the media and like for younger kids to think it's cool, like Neil deGrasse Tyson and
Yeah,
Bill
you know what?
Nye,
The
you know.
next push is definitely going to be private space exploration for different companies that are
Yeah,
controlled
asteroid
like
farming and
that.
all that crap, right?
Well, not just that, but just exploration as well. They plan on manned missions to get little bases up and different planets to start, setting up shop and
How
getting
many years do you think
resources.
it's going to be till we are able to do that successfully? Because right now we can barely exist in space.
Oh, well,
We can't like
I'll
have a,
just
think about it like this. You can't have a hotel up in space. You can't like, you know what I mean? You can't like go to space and like, hey honey, I'm going to go visit space for like a week. I'll be back. Okay,
yeah.
bye. Like we can't
I
just
think
do that,
I
you know?
think we're just trying, well, there's a hold off, and I don't know what the hold off really is, but we are definitely ready now.
Hmm.
Oh,
More
I
than
can bet my
ever, yeah.
life on it. Yeah. And I'm talking about just the mainstream stuff we know
Hmm.
too. Not the crazy shit that the government has that could boost our abilities a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I honestly, it's really just it comes down to like some shit that you really don't even think about. Psychological changes in the generation because one, you know how long it'll take to get to Mars. It'll take quite some time.
Was it 6 months or something like that?
It,
It's a half
yeah,
year.
I mean, it's definitely possible.
Hmm.
It's just you're gonna have to have a generation ship that might have to go through like one almost near a quarter of a century of change. I really don't know how long it would take. Let me
No, it
see.
only takes them on the current
Like how
technology
long?
6 months. That's it.
6 months to get to Mars.
Kept to Mars. Can't go
Oh,
back though.
oh wow, that's
Yeah.
a quick trip. That's all right. It's
Yeah, yeah.
definitely not
Because you
that
think
far.
about it, you don't need to blast fuel the entire time there. As long as you go, it's
Well,
just a
right,
little
yeah.
push, you'll
Well,
eventually
yeah,
get
yeah.
there.
Your momentum will just carry
Hmm.
you in space
Until you hit
forever.
a fucking asteroid, and you can't actually. That's another thing. We can't fly through space like we think we can in
I
like in the
know.
air. Like we're not
We're
F-16s.
we're literally
We're
just like a
retarded.
piece of we're just a piece of shit flying through space.
Just
That's all you
drifting
are.
forward.
You just had a little boost to
Yeah.
push you in a direction that where you're using math to
Yeah.
coordinate where you think you're gonna go, and then that's it. And then if you want to recalibrate that, that's the thing though, because you could always like use your fuel efficiently. So if you have to
Right.
recalibrate your course, you have to do just right. It's
Yeah.
like okay, let's push ourselves to the left, 15 degrees. It's like
Yeah.
2 spurts to the right.
Yeah.
Keep going on your way.
I wish you
But
were an engineer so you could like
oh
talk to
my
people
God,
like
to talk
this.
to people like to
Yeah.
explain to people like if they're 5 years old to
Yeah.
build what
Okay,
we need to
everybody,
build.
we're gonna toot toot, so we go over this way. Uh-oh,
Yeah.
asteroid. Dude, that's funny though. How we're so fucking basic. We're like a bunch of basic bitches in space. We're like
Yeah.
literally like like everything we think is amazing, but really we just suck ass at space because we're so new to it. We're literally like a bunch of monkeys that are escaping the jungle. The jungle would be Earth, and then we're like looking at the jungle as like, or we're escaping the jungle to like enter this new field, this new area.
It's like a
Fucking
new jungle gym
space.
for us. I
Yeah.
think it's getting into our heads now that we could just do this with ease. Have you seen the new Interstellar trailer by Christopher Nolan? I'm obsessed
Okay,
with this.
everyone's talking about it. I don't know what it is. I saw it in our chat room, and I'm like, what is going on
I know.
here? What is it?
Do you want to watch it? I'm gonna
Do
just
I?
shut this off.
Yeah.
Do you have the? Well, you could just play it because I have this like memorized by now. Just tell me when it's over, so it's easier for you.
Well, we can do this old gangster style. I count down to 3, and we both press play at the same time.
God. All right, that's good enough.
All right.
Let me just. I'll send you the
Ladies and
link.
gentlemen, we're remaining primitive for this moment because this is how we do.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
let
in
me-
that.
Cool. Whoops. Let's load this up. Da 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 da.
Oh yeah, and before you judge, Christopher Nolan is a genius, but he's actually. I don't want to spoil it just yet. I'll wait for the video,
All right.
but
I'm gonna count down to 3. You ready?
McConaughey's in it.
You ready for the countdown?
Yep.
It's like
you did
NASA.
it.
3, 2, 1. Lift off.
Oh my God, I did it.
Late, Coop.
Yeah, we had a flag.
It's an Indian surveillance drone. Solar cells power an entire farm.
What'd you do, Murph?
She didn't do nothing.
Murphy's Law. You're a well-educated man, Coop, and a trained pilot.
And an engineer.
The world doesn't need any more engineers. We didn't run out of planes and television sets. We ran out of food.
Dad, why did you name me after something that's bad?
Oh, we didn't.
Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law doesn't mean that something bad will happen. It means that whatever can happen will happen.
We must confront the reality that nothing in our solar system
Oh my god, I fucking
Can
love this
help us.
already. It's
I
like
know,
Twister
right?
meets Looper.
I know. Freaking Michael
We're not
Caine.
meant to save the world. We're meant to leave it. And this is the
Whoa.
mission we were trained for.
I've got kids, Professor.
get out there and save them.
You have no idea when you're coming back.
I'm coming back.
No, you're not, bitch.
We must reach far beyond our own lifespans. We must think not as individuals, but as a species. We must confront the reality of interstellar travel.
Wow.
Murph, I love you. Forever.
Holy shit.
I'm coming back.
Wow.
I know, right? Holy God, that looks good.
Wow, that looks amazing.
I mean, come
man.
on, dude, he's on fire, Christopher Nolan.
Dude, that is amazing. That looks really good. Honestly,
Did that just,
though,
like,
the
pump up your
beginning,
heart?
it did. It
Like,
did.
I was like, whew.
Yeah, but the beginning reminded me of Looper, where they're out in the cornfield. Okay, and then like a part of it was like reminded me of
was just, like,
Twister.
Yeah, it was just like, basic farmer. That guy's a smart engineer or whatever. It's just like.
Well, no,
basic-
I'm talking about like the style. The style of the movie,
Oh,
like,
right.
is like the movie.
Oh, it did
Looper.
feel. Yeah, it did feel
Yeah.
like very like Twister.
Yeah, Twister and Looper put together. But anyway, either way, dude, that's a really cool freaking looking movie, man. That just got
Yeah.
released.
Well, I
Or
guess
the-
it's just a trailer.
Oh, okay. So that's actually really neat, man. Fucking, wow.
I mean,
Imagine that.
to relate to what we were just talking about, right?
Yeah, totally.
In this scenario, Earth is going to be unsustainable apparently soon.
Mm-hmm.
That they just realized most of now it's like really become accepted, it seems, and humanity comes together to make a last ditch effort
Yeah.
to unite and then go into space, but at the cost that Earth is going to be regenerated.
Well, the funny thing
fucking
is, it doesn't
crazy.
matter about us. We don't we don't delegate if the Earth is going to succeed or not. Without us on Earth, the Earth will do just fine, unless it's getting smashed by a meteor or something.
The Earth is just going to do its thing. It's
Yeah.
gonna continue on.
We're just pieces of shit. We're like literally renting out an apartment on if like Earth was an apartment, we're renting it out and we're just pissing in the corner. We're digging holes for no reason and burying stuff in it and taking stuff out. We're like there's pizza boxes everywhere. Hi Joe. And there's like fucking there's like just he's gonna hate me for that. And there's like just tons of just everything everywhere. Like it's just we're just not respecting our apartment, aka Earth. And Earth is like, bitch, leave. We'll fucking fix this shit up real quick. It's like the best landlord ever.
No kidding.
With 0 fucks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's cool, dude. Speaking of cool movies, I heard that Godzilla was. My friends saw it, and yeah, they didn't think it was all that in a bag of chips. It felt very not as what it was supposed to be. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it made me sad. I was like, all right, I get it, so that's a shame. You would think another Godzilla, right? A Godzilla movie, like, you think would be, like, really good, but apparently it missed a lot of things. Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, I know, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to wait. I was going to go this weekend, but, I mean, I don't know. I'll see it eventually.
Yeah, you let me know what it is. You let me know what's up. Some people liked it. Like I think Lucas really enjoyed it. He's like, oh, that's pretty good. But my other friends were, I guess, had really expectations of like, fuck, this is gonna be like the greatest movie ever. But really, it like kind of wasn't for them. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
well, whatever.
Yeah, fuck the police. No, I'm just kidding. So basically. Yeah, space is crazy. We just talked about space for like fucking 20 minutes, but really I could talk about it forever. And I think that we really need to like I got a text from Joe. He just says fuck you. Anyway.
Love you, Joe.
Love you. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I feel like I think it's about that time where human beings are becoming mindful, and we're gonna slowly.
It's a big move, right? I mean, that's a big change. Where we actually see here's the thing. You know how we talked about where like humanity would have to unite or come together at some point. Well, wouldn't you think that if, let's say, there was the cataclysmic 2012 event, right? Or let's just say actually this is more realistic. We've exhausted our planet's resources till basically now that the planet will climate change to a point where it'll be unsustainable for us. Climate becomes too toxic, too hard to breathe because of our own pollution, whatever, in the future of however long.
Yeah.
The people that get together and formulate the plans on understanding that the problem is there and leave the planet, they're the ones that united and came together.
Right.
They're going to be all on the same wavelength of understanding what the fuck is going on. And then from there, it's a completely different era for the human race.
Yeah, that
whole different frontier.
We're so fucking backwards. It's like we need something really crazy bad to bring us together. Just do it. It's like just fucking do it as a race of people.
Nature is making sure we're not lazy.
That's kind of what it is, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, why do we have to wait till there's a fucking either invasion or a comet or the Earth running out of shit? Why do we as people have to wait for that to happen in order to just start loving one another and start working with each other? I feel like so hippie right now. I'm like talking about loving one another, but like it's the truth, people. No, for real though, like why the fuck do we do that? Why are we so competitive for no fucking reason? We're all in this together.
That's a great question, and that's something that you can ponder on for quite some time. Have you? I mean, I know you've probably studied a little bit about ancient civilizations with like the Inca, the Olmecs, and everything, the Maya, and even ancient, like even technically fantasy, like say Atlantis and the Atlantean society.
Yeah.
Where if you were to relate back to them, they had a very advanced culture, but in comparison to us, very primitive looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
advanced beliefs, but
just in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they
Yeah.
believed in certain magic principles because they could prove it in just different, more primitive ways, and they considered it magic instead of
Yeah.
science, where we relabeled it and repurposed it. And after years of evolution of change and such, we had labels change from science to something different like that.
Yeah.
You know, or from magic to whatever we need, you know, whatever we changed it to, something that just we repurposed and understood a little bit better.
Right.
I think it's almost pushes evolutionary change in a natural fashion.
I just visualized the difference between then and now, where back then they believed in seeking something inside of yourself, right? And sharing it with the tribe or the community. And then everything on the exterior was secondary, like how like houses looked like and how their tools behaved and how, you know, everything was being built. Now we're flip-flopped. We care about what handbag we're rocking, what shoes we have, what kind of car we drive, who's looking at us, how many people do we have following us, how many people do we have listening to us. And we care about all this external shit, and we're not giving chance to actually look at ourselves at any moment. We're constantly looking at the exterior rather than the interior, whereas they back then were looking at the interior and not giving a shit about the exterior because they knew that the exterior is temporary. This is all temporary.
Yeah.
Around us, guys, listen, you're gonna die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna fucking die one day, and this is all gone. And
So
you really
negative.
so negative, but no, it's true. Like everything happens, and it's like that's just it is what it is, man. Like
It's part of living.
yeah, and we're not
How you
told
look-
that.
that's how you
We're not
really
told
look
that.
at it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
part of living.
Everyone's like, focus on buying stuff, focus on getting things. It's like, okay, we get it already, but it's like they just drill it into our head, and it's a false sense of drive. You know, you're living to buy things, you're living to save so you can get things in life, and we're all part of that, but we're not looking at the spiritual side of life at all. You start talking about that, and everyone's like, oh, the woo woo. It's like, oh, it's not the woo woo. It's, you know, it's the source code of our existence. You know, people that are in charge of this entire planet believe in the woo woo. That's why they
Yeah.
dress up like a bunch of freaks in robes and slap each other on the ass and give each other kisses, and then don't talk about it the next day at the business meeting at the Bilderbergs.
Dude, for real. I just sent you a link. A coworker sent this to me or showed this to me, and I thought
Okay.
it was like the most like just to reinforce your point of just like how crazy shit is getting with commerce and stuff. Is this Tesco Home Plus virtual Subway store that they have they have this wall that projects food on the wall that
The
you
hell?
scan with your phone,
Okay.
and you scan it with like a QR code, whatever you want, and then you build up your shopping list, and then you say buy, and you have all this shit just delivered to your freaking door.
Okay. Let's play this together. Let's do the old 3, 2, 1. You ready?
Ready?
All right. 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
South Korea is a unique market.
It is a unique market.
Tesco has
Yeah.
been evolving itself, adjusting to the local market. It even changed the name itself from Tesco to Home Plus. And at last, it grew to rank number 2 in Korea.
Because there's only
But
3.
Tesco had to overcome one obstacle, a fewer number of stores compared to the number
I'm glad
one
videos
company
are doing
in
most of the work. I'm so
mission.
hammered.
Could we become number
It's
one
all good.
without increasing the number of
Happy Friday,
stores?
everybody.
Happy Friday.
We
So
made
this is
an
crazy.
in-depth study into Koreans once more. Koreans are the second most hardworking people in the world. For them, grocery shopping once a week is a dreaded task. So we decided to
Wow.
approach these busy and tired people.
Wonder how many knife fights start.
Idea:
A lot.
let the store come to the people.
Idea.
We created virtual stores, hoping to blend into people's everyday
Look
lives.
at this.
Our first try was subway stations.
Part
Anything
of
you
this
want.
is amazing, but also
It's
part of this
fucking
is really
crazy.
sad.
The
So for
displays
people
were
listening,
exactly
this
the
is a
same as
wall
actual
that has
stores.
pictures
From
of
the
food,
display
every
to
type
the
of brand,
merchandise.
everything categorized by meats,
Only
juices,
one thing was
everything.
different. You use smartphones to shop.
And you use a smartphone.
Yeah,
to
think
scan
about-
the QR code.
Think
Scan
about
the
like
QR
a
code with your
frame
phone and
that you
Yeah.
go
That's
see
all
your
it
favorite
is.
movie
Your
in.
online
Like
cart.
you have like a movie that you like, you see like the poster or graphic. Really, it's just a gigantic wall with fake food on it, and you
When
just
the
take pictures
online
of it with the
purchase is
QR
done,
QR
It will
codes.
be delivered to your door right after.
Why
you
is
pay.
Amazon not doing this?
People can
I
relax.
think
probably
they
can.
they probably will. This is only in
And on
South Korea
weekends.
right now. If this is gonna be coming up in my subway, it's gonna be sick to
실제로
shop.
보면서 사니까 진짜 더 좋은 것 같아요. 편하기도 하고.
Result: People can shop at Tesco Home Plus.
So
wherever they
basically,
go,
their
without having to
entire
visit the actual-
don't know why this is
infrastructure is all
depressing me,
about
but it's depressing
delivering
me.
food. That's all they do. Isn't that insane?
I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like
No, do you understand what this has become? This is now like, if you want to advertise how to sell shit, all you gotta do is paste it on a wall and have pictures and QR codes and deliver it via just mobile. This is where augmented reality is gonna come in, because people are gonna want more advertising space as the physical walls will be like shopping space.
not sure if won't face.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude, because there's
How do you
something
feel-
weird
how
about
do you-
this.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I feel really weird. I feel like we're prepping ourselves to disconnect with the reality that we're going to be able to go to like a town one day and then there's going to be buildings everywhere. I feel like we're prepping to live
Oh, man.
underground.
More like, how about just in our house, where you could, like, where Google Fiber comes in and they lay down their smart box, which is really not just internet, but like a smart box where it just makes your whole entire house smart. And you'll have like that giant wall like you see in that freaking commercial, and you can start paying for anything you want.
It knows
And
when you're
physical-
low on shampoo.
Actually,
it like auto buys shampoo for you.
Even greater than that, you can have the VR machine you hook up to, and you can actually see and feel the product that you really want to buy and play with it, and as long as you want. And if you want to take it with you in the physical world, you can say, I want to buy it. And you don't even have to go anywhere.
That's pretty nuts. And the funny thing is, man, that's not even fucking like far
Not
from
even-
truth. That
Nah,
could
no.
actually happen.
Exactly.
Wow. So basically, these companies, they thought of the idea of, for the listeners, they thought of the idea of taking a gigantic wall, putting up pictures of products on it with QR codes, and it looks like a grocery store where everything's lined up with the multiple versions of it, even though it's all the same thing. And you just walk up to it, you scan it with your phone, boop, and it knows your address. It's going to be delivered right away as soon as you're done and you walk away. So it's like you can... Wow, that's insane.
See, their business is cheap to advertise what they have. They don't have
Yeah.
to set up shop. They don't have to advertise. They just, well, they have the best advertising, really. They have to pay for the space, but they advertise right in the subway. It's just a fat wall. But they got to buy up a whole entire wall.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard, you know, in New York, that's going to be kind of tough, because advertising space right now, it's all media stuff, entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they would want food just taking up one wall. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, what if there's
Yeah,
like
but
you're at the subway and all of a sudden you turn to your left or right and you're like, there's like eggs and bread and water and you're like, oh, I do need eggs. I'm actually low on eggs. Hold on, and
Yeah,
you snap
exactly.
it and you
Scan
have
it, and
you
I'm
go
like,
to
oh,
work,
it's going
you
right
come
to your
home, there's
home.
eggs. Yeah,
There's eggs.
yeah.
How freaking easy is that? It's way too easy. That's what we're gonna be so
It's
like.
crazy.
We're gonna have everything just delivered to us via like us sitting in a chair.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna turn
Water,
into those people
okay.
in Wall-E.
Oh, another beer, sure.
I love that sound. That's an amazing
Sandwich,
sound.
sure. 620 sub, sure. Or public sub.
Content,
Yeah, you can have it. Beep, boop, boop. Oh, that's the sound of the future, all right.
That's the sound of the future, ladies and gentlemen, is
sound of
this.
the
Camper. It's like a fucking dubstep song. Wow, man.
Speaking about music, talk to me about some EDM shit that's going down.
Ooh, yeah.
What's new in the scene?
New in the scene. Well,
And what I mean by EDM, people, that electronic dance music.
yeah, that stuff that makes you groove.
This is just like shit you just roll up with in programs like GarageBand, and well, this is like very basic level, but of course, like you can get up to Logic Pro, which is a new hot program that is on for a Mac sound editing. Right?
Yeah, I started to dive into Logic Pro X, which is their latest one, and the UI is beautiful. The sound design on it's really beautiful. I'm just not used to clicking around, but in the past I've made songs in Free Loops, which turned into FL Studio, which is a crazy powerful program. A lot of these high producers that you'd love to know that are like super popular in the scene of like dance music and shit, like the song named Animals by Martin Garrix or Levels by Avicii. Those are all made in FL Studio. It doesn't really matter what you use. It's a matter of how you use it. But
Yeah.
Logic Pro, it's a neat program, and I'm just now diving into it, and I just started to learn how to create custom sounds that sound like Satan made love to Optimus Prime, and then you can control it to like control his Satan-gasm. So like you have all these crazy abilities, right? Sound design's insane, and yeah, it's a really good program. And for anyone out there that like is maybe thinking about making music or sounds or whatever, if you're on Windows, just find a demo of FL Studio, download it, mess with it, and you'll be surprised what you can do. Like, I was having a conversation with a coworker today in the car during lunch, and you know, he's partly interested in, you know, cool sounds and stuff. And I go, listen, one thing I learned about design in general is that you don't need to know how to draw to be a good designer, right? Well, you don't need to know how to play a guitar or drums to be a good musician. You need to just know how to use the program. If you have a vision, you can make it happen.
Or any tool, right? I mean,
or any tool, yeah.
Every instrument is really like a tool.
A computer is a tool. A computer is actually a tool versus an instrument. Like Deadmau5, I remember tweeted recently to these people called Arcade Fire, because Arcade Fire was like shitting on him or something, and they called the computer an instrument, and he like replied in a really snarky way saying that actually it's a tool, not an instrument. And because that's what it is, it's a computer. It's a tool to build something with. It's a hammer, you know, essentially.
Yeah. And to argue, like, to people say like, oh, this new digital music is crap, or it's like it's stupid, or like I don't like it. I mean, or when they say it's not music, that's where it gets to me, and I say no, it's music. It's just you have to understand that these people are exercising the same type of thoughts you do on a traditional instrument. Mm-hmm. Except, you know, they adhere to music theory and all sorts of that and that nature. It's just a completely different output and different tool that they're using that's completely new.
And if you think about it, our parents, or our grandparents rather, were saying the same shit about Elvis. Like, oh, he's just making noise with that guitar, and he's shaking his hips, and he's looking all sexy on the stage, and that's all the reason why the girls love him. Same shit's being said right now, is that EDM is all a bunch of whoop whoop and whoop, whoop, whoop sounds, and like everyone's just like grinding up on each other. But really, it's just evolution, man. People, like, things are not going to stay the same. Things are always going to change, and we're just part of it. We're going through the roaring 60s right now, or 70s rather. You know what I mean?
Of our
like,
own time.
Yeah, of our own time. And it's just, we're just experimenting with technology. That's all it is, and it's actually really cool. It's funny because I guess this is what happens when you provide a hammer to every monkey in the village. You start noticing a lot of these monkeys have no idea what they're doing, and they're building really ridiculous shit, like penis statues and silly like teepees and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas there's some monkeys that figure it out and start building some really cool houses. And then that's what's happening with these tools that like FL Studio and Ableton and Logic Pro X, where it's accessible, you can grab it, and you yourself can become a producer if you put some time into it. And it takes time, man. I personally get frustrated because it takes so much focus to actually make something. And that's part of the reason why being a music producer is such a difficult task, because you need to focus. You can't have a lot of background noise. You can't have a lot of interaction with a lot of people. Well, I take that back. You can have background noise. You can have interaction with other people. Don't become a fucking hermit. But it helps when you're starting to focus on it and pour your ideas out onto this timeline where you just start clicking and dragging, kick samples, and, you know, all this other crap. And you'd be surprised what you can get done when you just attune yourself to it and believe in yourself, rather than, you know, think like, oh, I can make a song in 20 minutes. This is bullshit. I want to be pro. How the fuck am I going to be pro if I can't be a musician in 20 minutes? It just takes time.
Have you thought about trying to podcast with like other EDM artists or whatever? Have you thought about that?
I've actually thought of something along the lines of live streaming when I'm creating. So
that'd be cool.
People can hear me fuck up all the time and hear the same loop 30 billion times, but they would be able to be part of the process. I'm not that good though, but I can...
by the way, Derek does have a lot of songs on SoundCloud. What's your name? Shout it out.
I don't know. I don't
want to shout it out?
No, all right.
Really?
I'm a little shy.
No, come on. It's really good.
It's crap.
All right. People are gonna figure it out.
I know. Well, they're gonna. This is bad because they're gonna find my shitty SoundCloud, the one that has my new, like my old stuff, which I hate.
Well,
but I have two.
Listen, it's okay to see the raw shit once in a while. People understand that.
Yeah.
Went through a process. And you know what? I'll tell you right now, it's not bad at all. It's very good. Just like I saw like a complete new I see, for the people that obviously go to SoundCloud, they understand that like you see from the old shit to the new shit. There's timestamps on it too. I can understand, logically that like, okay, this is his real shit, and now he's up all the way up to here. And your new stuff that you came out with, really good.
Well, the only thing
Very
I'm
good.
actually happy with is the latest thing that I made months ago. But I'm trying to reinvent myself as a musician. Like that's kind of what I'm trying to do. But yeah. All right, for anyone out there that's curious, it's soundcloud.com/XEXGAUGE Xgauge. That's my old name. I'm gonna fucking change it. Don't know what I'm changing it to. Probably like Monkey Fart or something. But right now it's Xgauge on SoundCloud. And there's a song called Draconian, which I actually had a friend play some guitar, send me the wave files. I took the wave files, I put it in the song, I edited them a little bit, and I made this like really heavy, dark dubstep metal-y sound, and it actually came out pretty good. I really still like that song. But yeah, so if you want to hear all that other bullshit that I've made, you can go there. But
great.
Thanks. But yeah, like music's a really weird thing, man. I remember I made friends with one of my idols in the art scene. His name was Machine 56. He's a vector god, like hands down. He works with Gearbox Studios, who made Borderlands 2 and all those cool games, and he does merchandise for them, makes hoodies and everything. But he was telling me how he was making music. It's weird. Like Hydra 74 used to make music, like mixes and stuff. And it seems like we all have dabbled in it, but no one's ever continued. But he was making music, and he told me when we were talking, he goes, the only reason I stopped is because it takes too much time and focus. It takes hours of your day to just maybe build a part of a song. Whereas vector art or just art in general, you sit down, you draw, you execute it, and you're done.
Something in you can pop out something in a second. Really.
Yeah, but music,
it's
dude,
just like
it's so much different.
Instantly. Yeah, music takes time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll play on it for hours, and stuff will just sound cool once in a while, and then just go to shit. And then I'm like, all right, what the hell did I do wrong? And then you just keep going backtracking back and forth.
Yeah.
And then you get down to like a final little tweaking stage if you really wanted to fine tune it.
Yeah. But it's the best feeling though when you sit down and you get out your guitar, or you have a drum set, and you can just blast on it, and you can just sit down and just fuck shit up for like an hour. It just feels so good, dude.
They have these mini keyboards now, like the MIDI keyboards, which is like about the size of literally your keyboard, and maybe in an extension piece you have these little pads, which is like if you've ever seen what's his name, Arab Music, he's like another one that's like he's like one of the craziest at the
one
pads.
of the best MP. You know what?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play some of his shit.
Just play that one where he's like doing that fucking craziness on the video.
Which one? Every video is insane.
Well, yeah. Just pick his best one.
I'll do. How about this? Studio session with Alchemist. This is from 3 years ago too.
Yeah. People listening aren't gonna see this, but what you're gonna see.
Well, they'll be able to hear him, and he's fucking.
Oh, I know.
amazing.
That's true.
Here, so go to that link. We'll do the old official countdown.
Hey. Oh yeah, this is cool.
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. This is all him with his fingers, ladies and gentlemen.
And you program the little pads on this keyboard to play different types of songs. So it's like Guitar Hero on a pad.
He's playing
really
everything with his fingers right now.
He just yeah.
This is a man that pours his soul into those things, man. Here he goes.
Let's go.
He's so good.
So good.
God. I mean, he has his little annoying signatures. I mean, after a while,
it's whatever.
when you listen to him,
yeah,
it's whatever. But he's just good. He does rip it out really, really well.
I can listen to his shit all day. I actually have. And it's just samples from other songs, and it's amazing what he's able to do. And he just flips through his presets.
Yeah,
there it is.
Goes to the next stage
with a loop, and he just fucks it up with some beats. There it is. Hi-hatting.
So good.
Uh-oh. Shit's about to get real. Wow, it's so good.
Damn.
If you see his fingers, if you're watching the video,
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
There's one. Actually, I want to show you this. I'm gonna try to find this other video. It looks like his fingers are going faster than fucking time. Like he's the Flash on the board. It's insane. I gotta find it. Oh my god.
So good. Imagine being in that studio right now when you hear that bass hitting you, when you can
Honestly,
hear the raw.
it's crazy. Okay, yeah, this is the one.
I'm gonna I'll play the other one that you
Here, play this one.
Yeah. Hook it up.
And give me countdown.
Oh, I'll give you countdown, buddy. Don't
Give
you
me that
don't you worry about
countdown.
that. All
Give me
right.
that count, yeah, Matthew McConaughey.
3, 2, 1. Blast off. Oh, he fucks up a Skrillex song.
Crazy.
Yeah, this one's crazy. This is what got him famous, actually. This is all of his fingers right here.
Yeah, and the people say, "Oh, this is not good," but this isn't edited. This is live. This is.
He's in front of hundreds and hundreds of people right now, fucking with
just
these
live.
pads. Yeah.
Not really recorded shit.
And he's like 5'5" or something. He's like super short guy from
Super short,
Middle
but
East.
fucking kills it. And then he just ripped it so fast.
Yeah.
It's so
His
nuts.
fingers are like blurring. There
Yeah.
you go.
For people watching, you need to watch this on YouTube.
Yeah, A-Rap music, Skrillex. There it is. You don't even see his fingers.
Look at his fingers. It's like a robot.
No one can touch the speed right now, too. Like, apparently
Look at that.
he's still fast.
Look at that speed.
Oh,
His hands are like a blur.
look at the white guy in the behind him with his mouth covered. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
he's like, holy shit.
Wow. What is... He's just destroying this machine.
I know,
this machine's gonna like overhoat. Yeah.
This guy's getting his fingers.
See, some people can argue and go, "That's not music. That's just noise." But
Nah,
it
that
is
takes,
music.
That takes some
okay?
considerable amount of skill.
Yeah, man.
Insane.
Yeah, it's so good.
He plays on that every day. That's his thing.
That's all he does.
That's his thing to go to. He loves it.
That's his Xbox. There's people out there that are always on their Xbox fucking with it, you know?
Yeah.
That's his Xbox, and that shit makes him money. You know what I mean? Like, that's
It's
his
nuts.
that's his world. It's so cool, dude. That actually, being a drummer myself, when I see that, I want one so bad, and then I don't have that kind of cashola to freaking do to get one of those things, and plus I probably wouldn't even really use it. I'd probably be like, "Oh, this is great!"
Well, we get so wrapped
and you're
up
like,
into
I'm
other
done.
shit and, you know, our
Yeah.
daily lives. I mean, he probably grew up at just the right time to have enough free time to just start winging out crazy stuff. And he's probably been doing different type of DJ stuff for quite some time. I don't really know his complete history, but
Well, I mean,
pretty
that's
sure
what it
he's-
takes, right? Is the focus, dude. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
he,
I taught myself vector out of college, like more than I knew in college, when I just locked myself in a room and I did it for hours every day in my bedroom. And I eventually learned how to do what I do now, which inevitably landed me a job, you know, and it helped me. And this guy probably locked himself in his room with a lot of pot and was just off higher than a kite and just started to mess with it and just got really good. Actually, you know what? There's a documentary. If you type in Arab music documentary,
there's a documentary on him.
yeah, he talks about his childhood. Nothing to do with weed or anything. He never talks about that. I just made that up. But he definitely focused his life on it, man. Wow, that has 3.5 million views. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I just noticed that.
Almost 3.6. It's nuts.
Damn.
The guy's hands are like freaking lightning.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
man, music's crazy. It's evolving. It's constantly like I have a problem with people always like I see it on Reddit all the time. People arguing that, you know, genres are dying and things are happening. It's like No, they're not dying. They're just growing into other worlds.
They're going into different worlds.
Yeah, I'm
New
not.
stuff.
Yeah.
There's always the new stuff in the limelight. Okay, it's
Mhm.
like rock's still going on.
Yep.
You know, it's not completely dead. It's just there's other new stuff that everyone loves to jump on.
I'll tell you right now,
'Cause
though.
everyone's up in that party.
I'm telling you right now, this is the time where the world needs a new Led Zeppelin, either in the electronic world or in the
my
rock and roll
gosh.
world.
Yeah,
There needs
you're right.
right now. We're at a weird point in time. I notice trends
not
really
Skrillex.
quickly. No. Skrillex is the Jimi Hendrix of our time, and people are gonna fucking kill me for saying that. But it's listen to what I'm saying. He took a computer and he started to have these sounds come out of it that no one has ever heard before, and he made that sound, that growl. He invented that. Jimi Hendrix invented a lot of different sounds. He was playing with his teeth on the guitar. He was fucking playing it backwards. He was doing weird things with the strings.
Yeah, but he made it look good.
He made it look good. He made it
Insane.
sound good. No one's ever heard it before, and it made him a legend, right?
Yeah.
Skrillex did the exact same thing. He got 5 Grammys. He has this incredible industry now, or a label rather. He's building an entire 10,000 square foot building with multiple levels for artists to create stuff and to work together. He's doing these big things, and that's what music is about, is to take it to the next level. Now, a lot of people out there that are like, producers or trying to make it in the music scene, stop emulating. And when I say stop, I don't mean it like, hey, you're fucking, just cut it out. I'm talking about, think about this for a second. Why on earth is a record label going to want to hire another Skrillex or another Deadmau5 or another, you name it, right?
They're not.
Stop trying to emulate their sound. Learn from them, but there's no reason to
Branch
create.
off.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
exactly.
People can't, they can't go like, wow, like, wait a minute, like, you could learn a song. Like, let's say I learn a Deadmau5 song. Now, I'm not the greatest musician, or like maybe I'm not the proficient person to.
But you
a
like
crazy
build it
song
and you
in
make it
Logic
crazy.
Pro,
Yeah.
Right? But let's say I just mimic the song or
Yeah.
learned how he did it.
Yeah.
The song is almost maybe like I understand it logically, breaking it apart.
Mhm.
It's like a perfectly composed piece. Like
Yeah.
kind of like break down and like, whoa, this is great.
Yeah.
But if I were to like go out of my own by like, wow, wait a minute, did I really understand the theory behind how he went through to how to make that?
Yeah. It's
Like,
empty. It's an
Yeah.
empty. It's an empty.
like where do I have
premise.
pauses? Where do I have the drop begin? Like where
Mhm.
how, like what signifies what? There's so
Yeah.
many different questions you can run into, and then it doesn't sound right.
It doesn't, because it's coming from something that's already made. It's not coming from your soul.
exactly
It's that
And then
muse.
you either get mixed up and you're like, oh no, like this is a mix of his shit and mine, and it sounds like crap.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of really just like, I love to just make I really just go in and I really just play with presets or whatever. It's nothing really custom.
Mm-hmm.
But just let it go and like play with something, mess with a lot of different settings. There's so many different combinations you could do.
It's
no
infinite,
reason
man.
to.
I was
it's
sitting
really
down.
infinite.
I opened up a synthesizer called Massive, which a lot of these heavier music genres use. And they give you 3 oscillators. An oscillator, for people that might not know, this is getting into nerdy sound land. I'm no professional by any means, but I understand it. An oscillator is something that creates sound, okay? And there's multiple wave tables. A wave table is what a wave, like a sound wave, like it goes like this, like a roller coaster. Different shapes equal different sounds. So basically, I from scratch created something that sounded so insanely ridiculous. Remember when I was saying how it sounded like Satan having sex with Optimus Prime?
Yeah.
Well, it kind of did. And it was crazy because I made it so that it would sweep frequencies to get crazier sounds. As you like turn the knob slowly, it would morph and everything. But I created that from nothing, and no one else has that sound. And that's the beauty of it. So it's a matter of how you use that sound that makes you the artist. So when I was talking about the world needs another Led Zeppelin, my personal vision, for anyone listening out here, by all means, have at it, which I'm going to go along this path as well, but you need to blend the soul of music into electronic music somehow. Don't know how, don't know if I can, maybe I won't be able to, maybe I will, who knows. But the world needs substance. And right now in music, there is very little substance. Everything is basically fast food music where it's just easy to listen to, it's hooky, and then you're done. Whereas listen to a
Harlem Shake, right?
It's like Harlem Shake, it's like Animals from Martin Garrix, it's like Levels from Avicii. There's a lot of that poppy shit that you hear in Ultra music
I listened
festival.
to Harlem Shake today, and I'm going, shit, after the end of it, I just felt like I whacked off to porn. I'm like, oh, this is disgusting.
I am a disgusting human being
This
for
is
listening to this.
disgusting.
You know what's funny about that song is that it
But
was.
I couldn't stop it. I
Yeah,
couldn't stop it.
you didn't want to,
All right,
'cause it sounded
I'll just
catchy.
let it finish. I'll just let it finish. And then
Yeah.
I'll go to the next song. And then
You know, it's
after I did feel like that.
The guy, his name is Bauer. He made that song a long time ago, and it was never popular. And for whatever reason, one person made a video and it blew up. And that's what happens sometimes, is that a song can lay dormant on the internet somewhere, and then someone can find it, love it, and then turn it into a crazy video, and then boom, it starts a culture for like a couple of weeks.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, but that's what it's, you know, people out there, you know, you're trying to do something, just fucking do it. People, just fucking do it. Just do it, okay? Just like do it. Just push through.
So who are the cool, hottest new EDM artists out there?
That's a good question because...
So who's better than, like, who do you think could become better than Skrillex?
So here's
and some people could arguably say there are better people out there than Skrillex, and I'm not gonna.
Well,
doubt that,
yeah, people are gonna
So,
the natural instinct to somebody when you ask that question is like, well, so many people, and they'll name like a bunch of legendary people that were around before him, right?
yeah.
It's not about that. It's a hard question to ask because there's the latest artists out there are influenced by the people that are already there. So Deadmau5, Skrillex, Tiesto, above and beyond, these like large names are influencing these subgenres of dance music. And really, the newest, latest guys, like right now, they just signed what's his name? He's like a 10-year-old kid that produces music.
10?
He's fucking 10 years old and he's producing music.
I gotta look this guy up.
Yeah, what's his name? What is it? 10-year-old.
10-year-old. He does dubstep.
No, Aiden Jude. That's his name. He produces like dance music and shit. He's a DJ / producer.
Yeah, holy cow.
So he's 10 years old.
He did a Fisher Price ad.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, dude. They're finding these kids that are getting really good with these computers,
God,
and
what the dude?
yeah, here I'm gonna show it on the monitor.
He's 10 for real.
He's 10 years old, and he's just killing it in the scene, man.
He's doing really good.
He's blowing up.
I want to listen to his stuff. Oh, here's his mix.
Yeah, he has a mix. Mixes are weird though, because mixes aren't things that he's produced. Mixes are just things he's found and puts it together. But really though, that's what it's all about, man.
Is this kid really following his passion?
No one knows, because think about it when you were
10
10 years old. What were you into when you were 10? I was building things out of cardboard, pretending I was a superhero, and then gutting stuffed animals and turning them into puppets. I would take stuffed animals that I owned, I'd cut them open, and I'd put my hand up their rectum. This sounds so fucked up or whatever. But then I would take like a piece. It sounds weird. I can't believe I'm telling the world this. But anyway, dude, I would make Muppets. Like I was obsessed with puppets and shit. Like, Muppet Babies and all that, or Muppets.
Yeah. The Muppet Babies. I love those.
And I would turn them into puppets, but that was my passion when I was like 10. So this kid is on a computer making music, making people go crazy, and he's 10.
Yeah, dude, I'm watching his videos. Dude, this guy is good.
Yeah.
Like immediately.
Talented.
What up? It's very clubby. Like.
Yeah.
But
there's probably some influence of his dad going, "Hey, you should do this kind of thing." Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like.
But hey, whatever,
But hey, well, he's gonna be like fucking famous already.
Yeah, he already is. He's already signed and everything. Yeah, it's crazy. He's not even 18 yet. So now the funny thing is, this happened right after Martin Garrix, who's I believe 17. He's the one that made the Animals song and really popular and all that stuff. But he's only 17. So they're like, oh, he's the whatchamacallit. He's like the youngest producer in the market, and then all of a sudden this kid comes out 10 years old. Next, we're gonna have like a 6-year-old that's gonna be playing on like a freaking Play School, toy set. I'm a producer, But yeah, it's nuts, dude.
Oh wow! So I looked into this kid's YouTube, and he's got like he's got 4,000 likes, but 3,000 or about 4,000 dislikes. He's half and half. I don't know why people are hating.
People are douchebags, and they like to
be like, "Oh,
hate
he's
it.
10 years old. Fuck him." Like,
this 10-year-old doesn't know what I like to bang to. He doesn't know what I like to grind my woman to. Fucking little dick.
And before David Guetta. Oh gosh.
Yeah, people are stupid, man. It's whatever, man.
Well, you know what? They're silly. He wants to do. Oh, as long as he just says what he wants to do.
Yeah.
If it's good, it's good.
A lot of people say though it's a ghostwriting thing. That's another. See, that's
What-
a whole subject is
Ghost.
ghostwriters.
What do you mean ghostwriters?
Well, sorry to break it to you, but a lot of these popular artists that we're talking about actually have people behind the scenes working on computers
Oh,
making them
right, okay.
songs.
Oh,
And then-
sorry. I was. Oh my god, I'm so drunk. I thought you were. You. Did you get
Sweet
what I
baby
comprehended?
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus. Such an amazing sounding beer.
So okay, yes.
yeah.
Continue.
So yeah, it's all good. So yeah, ghostwriters. You know, a lot of these people, like for instance, Paul Oakenfold, not Martin Garrix. I keep saying that. Dave Guetta. He's been not busted, but he's been discovered to have a lot of ghostwriters that produce the melody, the lyrics, everything. But then like David Guetta is the face and like represents the music on stage, whereas the ghostwriters in the bat cave making everything happen. So it's really interesting. It's a crazy world. But you know who's actually a really popular ghostwriter is Pharrell. Pharrell was a ghostwriter for a lot of rap artists, a lot of hip hop artists.
Yeah, he did one. His song "Happy" was
Happy.
actually maybe done for.
He was part of the
what's his name?
Neptunes.
What's his freaking name? CeeLo Green.
Yes. So he did the song "Happy," which blew up, which was amazing, and he was a ghostwriter for a lot of people, and a lot of these ghostwriters are coming out of the woodwork going, yeah, you know what about that limelight? I think I want some, and like they're just coming out going, hey, I'm actually making these songs, so suck it, you know, and you can't argue with that. It is what it is. But like for instance, I just noticed something in this picture of this little 10-year-old kid. You can notice a Red Bull logo in the picture. Okay.
Oh wait, in his website?
No, the link I shared with you. Did I share it with you? I didn't share
He
it
has
with
a
you.
lot. He's represented by a lot of brands.
I just sent you the link. You can notice a Red Bull logo perfectly in frame behind him by the back of his head.
Yep.
So check this out. Red Bull has secret music studios located all around the United States in secret locations, and they're hidden. So you don't know that it's a music studio, but when you walk in, there's like top level freaking producers all over the place with the cutting edge technology. It's all like secret hush hush. It's kind of like Masonic lodges where like they're very discreet, and you walk in.
Music world.
It's all music, yeah, and they will not tell you the locations of them. But there's one in L.A. There's one in New York. I think there's one in I could be wrong, but I think there's one in Spain or Sweden. So they're worldwide, but they all work with each other.
So you think this place he's in this picture?
I think he's going to be recruited by Red Bull.
Oh,
and I think he's going to be picked up by that record label and be taught at a young age.
Oh wow!
It's like a BMX biker or a motocross kid. You know, they pick a Red Bull picks him up at 15 and then they train him to be a god at what he does.
They're like, they're training their little lamb. Yep. God that they're going to control 100%.
Yeah,
so
and
sick, though, too.
It is a little sick, but it's also crazy that we're able to do this now. You know what I mean? Like we're at a stage of our evolution where we're not worrying about being killed by tigers and lions.
Or like we could just recruit this kid to be the most amazing thing at whatever we want him to.
Yeah,
because we have a fuck ton of money.
Like a super soldier producer, you know?
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, very crazy.
Yeah, but
no doubt, if he's already that good, he'll definitely, if he keeps up with it, if he loves it.
Oh, for sure. He'll be bred to be an amazing producer, which is really creepy to even say that. He's gonna be bred to be a producer. Like it's like messing with the kid's genome to become a fucking music producer. But yeah, man, it's kind of cool though, right? Like Red Bull has these like secret studio locations, and a lot of these top artists go there. There's a guy he makes trap. His name's Uzi. And he's a masked guy. No one knows who he is, but everyone says his real identity is like an actual producer that makes music as another name. Like people have made jokes that it's actually Joel Zimmerman, which is deadmau5. Like people have made jokes about that, but apparently like that's the part of the gimmick of this whole secret studio thing is that he only works at this one in LA. I think it's in LA or New York. It's one or the other. And like he's like no one's supposed to really talk to him. He's kind of like secretive. They did a whole piece on him. They did like a whole like behind the scenes kind of thing. They were able to get a few cameras in and do like a whole thing. It's really interesting for people out there wanting to know. Type in Red Bull Music Studio and then just go from there. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's like finding the hidden Masonic lodge at Disney World or something, you know?
Yeah, like the Club 33
like
and all that.
Club 33.
Yeah. Oh, I see that a lot on my Instagram. Like this one girl had like I think her husband or whatever on my Instagram. she posts a picture of the door and like the key, and like then at dinner she like posted a picture of her and dinner at the Club 33, and it's like this exclusive thing, and I'm like, she has no idea what she is doing right now. Like she has no idea. She's just posting, oh my god, I'm in Club 33, it's so exclusive.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I mean, you can get in pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they have certain rooms that you don't have access to.
Yeah.
They're, like reserved for like any high level or more high level VIPs to have dinner.
Yeah, for like goat sacrifices and like orgies.
Well, yeah, presidents, world leaders, different, different
Weird,
places.
right? That Disney has that.
Disney has that.
Out of all places,
Out
Disney
of a lot
has
of different
that.
things.
Yeah.
That secret awesome club.
Well, we hit the hour and 10 mark, so we did it.
Well,
another one.
Yeah, I know. Oh my
You wanna
gosh.
call it
Well,
early?
now I gotta move over to the stomping land. Gotta
That's
do some
right.
Testing.
Do
there.
some tests. So, ladies and gentlemen, who you might be wondering, what the fuck did he just say? It's a game coming out called The Stomping Land. If you Google it, you'll find a plethora of information on the next awesome Survivor game that is basically saying zombies are dumb and it's time to move to dinosaurs. That's all I need to say, and then you'll know what's happening there. We're going to talk about it more.
Itself.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it way more in another podcast, and we'll actually have the makers of the game on our podcast, and we'll be talking. Hopefully, I'm sure we will, and we'll be talking about the process of what they went through to build this game. You know how one of the guys disappeared for months and comes back with a full-fledged game, and everyone's like, "How the hell did he make this by himself?" He's a crazy person. I love him. But yeah, people, if you looking for the next game that's gonna blow up like a Minecraft, it's the Stomping Land. You're out in the jungle and you're hunting dinosaurs and shit. It's crazy.
Crazy dinosaurs and hunting for food.
Very fun game. Yeah, very fun game. Think of what's the movie I'm thinking of? Think of Rambo meets Littlefoot. Where you're just you're like this tribeman and you're just trying to survive, and there's dinosaurs everywhere, and you're doing your thing. So yeah, you're gonna be testing that. I'm actually gonna be testing tomorrow, and the next day is Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, we have pretty much everyone on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Yeah, man.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and follow us on Jones and Gangi at Twitter.
We're on iTunes, people. Woo!
Yes, that's right. We actually got on iTunes, and we are live on there. You can go through the store, look up Jones and Gangi, download it to your iPhone or whatever device you like to listen to, and enjoy the beautiful music that is Derek and I, and we are very grateful.
Yeah,
we
thanks
know how many
everyone.
downloads you guys have because we can track that shit.
Yeah, we're very thankful for everyone listening to this and enjoying it, and don't be afraid to share. I know we say a lot of crazy shit sometimes, and don't think someone's gonna judge you because you listen to two crazy guys talking about crazy stuff. But we're just having fun, and we're hoping you guys are having fun too with us, and we thank you for listening, and hope to be doing this for years to come and see where this heads.
Definitely, and not to build up hype, but we will try on the next episode to possibly get a guest on. I feel like that's a good goal to get on.
Yeah, we need to get a guest for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna have we have tons of interested people that want to come on, and we're more than welcome to have them on. We're just getting some other stuff together, and once we're ready, we'll definitely have some awesome guests on, some new content for sure, and then some amazing stories from some of our
crazy friends.
More crazy friends for sure.
Yeah. And also people that are watching this live, the guest is going to be between us. It's going to be literally like a sliver, a line, and they're going to be sitting between us digitally, and it's going to be really neat because it's like they're now part of the conversation. So it won't be split into two, it'll be split into three, and it'll be a really cool experience to see how this works. So we're going to have to work with that. Yeah. All right, well, have a good night, everybody. Thank you for listening, and be safe. And
goodbye and good night.
Goodbye and good night.
And for people downloading this,
yes,
and listening it during the day,
yes,
good day.
Good eye.
Good day.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and thanks for listening. We love you.
Peace out.